What is going on, guys? Welcome to the first ever True Racer Top 5. In this video, we're going to take a look at my top 5 favorite cars of all time. Alright, I searched the globe, and they are all across the world, these top 5 cars. The first one is going to land us in America. Everybody needs a little bit of redneck in their life, and to start the list off at number 5, my 5th favorite car is the Pontiac Firebird Ttop. Okay, and it has to have the big eagle on it. Okay, or Firebird or whatever they have on it. That is, I don't know why, but as a kid growing up, that was just always one of my favorite cars. I always thought it was so cool, the Ttop, and it was like the best of the convertible world, but also the best of the hardtop world as far as performance-ish. So that is definitely my number 5 car. And now bringing it in at number 4, we're going to head over to Germany with the BMW E30 M3. Not any of the newer age stuff. As the M3s got newer and newer, I started to dislike them more and more. The M3 E30 is easily my favorite one from the 1980s. I'm a big fan of the boxy kind of body car look, and the E30 with its flared wheel fenders and, you know, nice spoiler and just overall awesome look definitely easily puts it at number 4. At number 3 is the TVR Cigaris. It is probably by far the rarest car on the list, but the TVR Cigaris was built in 2005 and 2006 and is easily one of the coolest and unique looking cars on the road. And not very many were made either, so my probability of owning one is slim to none. Of all cars, that one is probably the lowest probability of me owning. But I hope one day I can. I hope so. But it's definitely a beauty to look at. And now let's look at the number 2 car. The number 2 car is the none only Nissan Skyline R34. Not any of that new age garbage of the GTR, but it is the awesome and incredibly looking, incredibly fast R34. It again kind of has that boxy body style that I really like, with the flared fenders and the perfectly proportionate little spoiler on it. And to me I originally fell in love with this car back in Project Gotham Racing. If any of you guys remember that game from, I think it was Xbox One, and it was I don't know why, but that car just really stuck out to me, and I really enjoyed it. And a lot of you guys actually don't know is I actually owned an R33 at one point. I had, when I was in Japan in the military, I had an R33 Nissan Skyline, but it was nothing spectacular. It was more or less the Econo model, and it had it was automatic. But I ended up getting it because, one, so I could say I owned a Skyline, so I could say it, and 2, because, well, it was pretty cheap and I was able to pick it up. So it was pretty cool. So that's like the only one on the list that I kind of had, but I guess it's kind of like the E30 M3. I didn't quite have it, but I had one that was very similar to it. Now, before we get to the number 1, let's take a look at a couple of the honorable mentions, okay? Honorable mention number 1 would have to be the Aston Martin. Basically, any one of the Aston Martins, because they're all pretty awesome and they have that kind of same look to them. And the main reason I want to be able to have an Aston Martin is so I can say to the wife, when we go somewhere, shall we take the Aston? That's about the only reason I want an Aston, but nevertheless, it is a beautiful looking car as well. What's a top list without a Ferrari on there? So I'm definitely going to have to say the Enzo Ferrari was definitely really close to making it on the top of this list. I don't really know why I like the Enzo Ferrari so much. It's more or less, I think, it was so different at the time, because you're used to, like, before it was like the F40, the F50 and stuff, and it was like their premier supercar, and then like this one didn't have any spoiler on it, and it was like it just looked really weird. It looked really unique and awesome to me. And I remember that was another one of those ones I really enjoyed as a kid. But nevertheless, let's get a little drum roll in here for the number 1 car on my list of top 5 awesomeness is the Dodge Viper. Not any old Dodge. This is the best of the best. The Dodge Viper GTS. The old one. I prefer the old one over the newer ones, but definitely the newer ones are pretty awesome in and of themselves. But I remember this was the car I had hanging up in my bedroom. Was the the Dodge Viper. And it has to have the Go Faster stripes on it, because if it doesn't, it's just not as awesome. So this is definitely one that I really want in my garage one day. I just got to talk the wife into it. Just got to keep hounding her for it, and hopefully I can bring this one home and just massage it in my garage. This is the car of my dreams is the Dodge Viper GTS 99 edition. But definitely, thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments below what your top 5 favorite cars are, and give me a suggestion for another top 5 if you guys have one in the racing oriented kind of manner. But nevertheless, if you enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like button, and until the next video, guys, stay true and race on.